What up, Dokkanners? You might have heard some screaming out in the distance earlier tonight. Don't worry, that's not a dying bird. That was just me. Apologies. But it's because we got some major news on global. So if you guys want to check out the reaction to what I'm about to be explaining here, then go check out my previous video. This is going to be a video breaking down all the details from this video. I've already seen a couple of things that people are running wild with online in terms of speculation. I'm surprised we still have not yet learned our lesson. Never assume with Dokkan. If you do so cautiously. They are designed specifically to infuriate you by making your predictions wrong. I am convinced that that is why Dokkan exists. They exist solely to troll you and make you wrong with every prediction that you would ever make. So we're going to be going over everything in the video, but we're going to start with the potential release date for the TEQ UI Goku, because I know the number one question to come out of this massive reveal is going to be, when is this UI Goku going to be dropping? They have said a few things. They haven't gone into specific detail. We are going to speculate as to when that is. And then when we get a data download, probably in the next week, within that, we will know for sure when the UI Goku is going to be dropping. So if you guys have been enjoying all the 9th anniversary content on the channel, all the challenge runs, all the live streams, there will be summon videos coming soon for all the tickets, summon reactions. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. We are getting closer and closer to 100K. And with your help, I think we can finally achieve it. So now let's go through and discuss the UI Goku release date. They've said a couple of things. Number one, it's going to be dropping in early August. Early August, I would consider to be at least within the first half of the month, which is basically the 15th or the 16th. So that already narrows down our window by a little bit. But then on top of that, they even say right here before they show the character that this campaign is going to be held at the same time as the 9th anniversary campaign. The 9th anniversary campaign is going to be around until August 12th. So that narrows things down even more. So instead of this 15th or 16th, it's now been narrowed down to the 12th. So within the next 11 days or less, depending on when you're watching this, that is when the TEQ UI Goku is going to be dropping. Further than that, there is one potential clue that we have, and that has to do with the Unix epoch time signature thing that we've been doing recently. Basically, the data miners have extracted a time code from this page where this producer's letter is going to be disappearing. This producer's letter is going to be disappearing on a particular time signature, and that time signature translates into Sunday, August 4th, 2024 at 11:29:59 p.m. my time. So what that basically means is that potentially UI Goku could be dropping in 3 days. Obviously, I cannot account for your specific time zone. First of all, this isn't even confirmed. This is just a speculation, but I have to deliver this information to you from my time zone. So this would be whatever that date is for you, August 4th or August 5th, 6.5 hours after the day's reset, potentially in 3 days. We'll have to wait and see. A data download could drop tonight, tomorrow, day after, whenever it does. And whenever we get that data download news, I will let you guys know with a confirmed release date video. This is only a speculative one. So that is the end of the TEQ UI release date conversation. Let me know in the comments down below which release date you would prefer. End of the anniversary, closer to the end, maybe after Beast discounts. I originally thought that maybe it would be happening once the Beast Gohan discounts are done. The Beast Gohan discounts don't go away until the 11th, which is basically right before the celebration ends, which is kind of nuts. So they're not going to be dropping, they're not going to be ending the discounts and then releasing the UI Goku banner that close to the end. Unless, I mean, I guess technically they could. Technically they could. Look at me falling back into their trap. Never just use logic, okay? Take everything with a grain of salt. Maybe they could. That is technically at the same time as the 9th anniversary campaign. Maybe they do something different. We'll have to wait and see. Now let's go through everything in the video. So I have summarized a lot of the stuff that they've talked about. I've also provided some nice examples to help explain some of these things. So let's start from the top. I'm not going to play everything in real time, but I am going to go some of the major bullet points. So when they talk about the unification itself, the details, they explain the content that is going to be unified. New characters, obviously. Campaigns and events, obviously. EZAs and super EZAs. All characters that haven't yet arrived, you might be able to see that at the bottom here, underneath the caption. Let me close the caption. All characters that haven't yet arrived will be implemented within the year. So that's another thing to take away from this. We will be getting every single character that is in limbo before 10-year anniversary. So in a sense, 10-year anniversary is actually the true full synchro. The unification starts in the worldwide download. So I don't like that their fundamental definition of unification starting here means we're not unified, because we're not technically, but that's just how it is. We can't change it. That's how they are. Maybe it's a mistranslation thing. Maybe it's a difference in understanding of the of certain words to communicate. I don't know, but that's how this is going to be. Basically, the main stuff, the good stuff, we will have at the same time, starting from the worldwide download. By the end of 2024, we will have Topo, Kato Pesla, UI Goku, STR Dispo, AGL Jiren, and STR Roshi, and AGL Bunny Bulma, and STR Cellmax. All of those characters will be on global before 2025. That is what this means right here. After that, they talk about the things that cannot be unified. Now, actually, before we do that, I just want to say JP scheduling will not be adjusted. It is global that is trying to catch up. So if you're a JP player, operation continuing as usual. You guys are totally fine. Nothing is changing for you. It's the global side that's going to be adjusted. Things that cannot be unified. Character rarity. This one I'm not too familiar with. What rarity differences are there? Type and link skills. We have some examples for these. One that comes to mind when it comes to typing is going to be PyCon. Global's PyCon is STR. JP's PyCon is int. Why? I don't know. Physical Goku Black is another example. Pre-ZA, the passive is different on global. No, the EZA is different on global versus JP. It's better. But then the Super EZA, the stats are the passive is the same. However, the stats are still better on global. I think the stats are still better for the Super EZA on global as opposed to JP. That's not going to change. And then as far as links are concerned, I was asking my boy Proton, so shout out to Proton for the help here. He said that the Super Kaioken is an example of links being different. I'm too lazy to look through it, but just trust me on that. These two characters have different links. Whatever. Not a big deal. There might be a few others. Whatever. They're trying to be as clear as possible, I suppose, in this regard. So they mentioned that it's not that big a deal. Other abilities will be unified to either JP or international versions settings. I don't quite know what that applies to. Or maybe, you know what? Maybe it's not. So if it's not a rarity issue, if it's not a type issue, if it's not a link skill issue, other things will be unified. So maybe that actually does have to do with physical Goku Black, because the Goku Black discrepancy is a purely stat thing. Maybe that gets adjusted. I don't know. Titles, designs of missions, and events that are different from the Japanese version. There will be no difference between rewards. No matter what the differences are, rewards will all be the same. But some examples of titles being different. JP gets the anniversary fan meetup titles. Global does not. I personally don't feel like titles matter because there's nothing for it. You don't get anything for it other than prestige, but who cares, right? So I don't think that's that big a deal anyway. Example of a mission being designed differently. It could be something to do with like background missions, background music missions. JP got like background music missions that gave them the reward to use the Harudagarn music from Wrath of the Dragon. Global never got that. That's an example. Even though we don't get that, there will be no difference in rewards. Examples of events being different. World Tournament. Probably the biggest one of all, World Tournament. JP has World Tournament for 2 days. Global gets 3 days. That is probably not going to change, and I understand why. The reason why it's not going to change is because the global side has to factor in the entire planet as opposed to just one country. So for one country getting 2 days, that's one thing. But for the whole planet, in order for there to be a fair and equal opportunity for every single region to get equal amount of time doing it in the weekend, they had to extend it by a day, I guess. So that's not going to change, I think, based on this. Merchandise, including discounted Dragonstones and packs. Example of merchandise would be like the JP only mail-in ticket stuff. Sometimes they get rewards that you would use to get mail order rewards and prizes. Sometimes we see that on like JP live streams. So that's going to be exclusive to JP. Examples of Dragonstone prices being different. JP's, I think it's mainly dependent on the value of the yen, but their Dragonstone prices, I think in general, are cheaper than Global's. So that's going to remain different. I think that's probably what they're accounting for here when they talk about that. And then packs. Pilaf packs. Global's extra packs will still be there. That is a revenue source for them. They don't want to lose it. That is going to remain on the global side. That is what this means. Now, they also did not say, actually, I'll get to this next point. They talk about summon formatting. So let's go to the summon format stuff. Let me turn on captions again. States and or start and or end dates of events and or summons may differ between Japanese and international versions. They talk about this mainly because of like weekends, maybe holidays, stuff like that, potentially. I know that like sometimes top grossing, they have to like structure their banner dates around top grossing because top grossing can't be revealed on a Sunday or a Saturday or something like that. Maybe that has to do with it. I'm not too concerned about this. You know, the celebrations are essentially going to be the same. If there's a little bit of wiggle room, a little bit of, you know, differences, I don't think that's that big a deal. It's not going to be the end of the world. If JP gets a banner half an hour before global or an hour before global, I honestly don't care. And I think that's kind of how things are when it comes to the Korean and the Japanese version in Grand Cross, if I'm not mistaken. So they do say that the dates might be a little bit different, but that's okay. Now, in regards to the summon system, so this I'm going to let play in real time. Until now, since the characters were showing up after their appearance in the Japanese version, we have been using a summon system with slightly different features from the Japanese version. Discounted step-ups, getting tickets back, things like that, in order to make our users enjoy an international version exclusive experience. That's what that all was. Okay. Take your time. Due to characters appearing at the same time after the unification of operation schedules, both versions will get a unified new summon system. This does not explicitly say JP gets tickets. This does not explicitly say JP's getting discounts. Anyone who says that right now is getting ahead of themselves and falling into the same trap that we all have been every single time, and we are assuming. Nothing has been confirmed. JP players, you do not have confirmed tickets. You do not have confirmed discounts. Don't think that just yet. Forget what you're seeing on social media. If you see people saying that, ignore it. It's not true. Not yet, okay? We have to wait and see what they explicitly say. I don't think that that's going to be the case. Maybe, possibly, this new unified summon system could be the guaranteed featured step-up format that we got in part 1. Maybe that was an early background beta test for them to see how people receive those summons on the global side, and potentially they will be also integrating that onto the JP side. It doesn't involve tickets, so JP is not technically losing there. Both versions are getting the same value. I would be fine with that personally, but let's see what they decide to do. Having guaranteed featured step up on every banner, even Dokkan festivals, are pretty good in my opinion, but we'll see. We will see what that means. What is this also? So I think the yellow coin pity system is still going to remain the same. Both versions already have that. So I don't think that's going to change. I think it really just depends on Dokkan festivals and carnivals that are going to be in question. Maybe they test this out again during worldwide download. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So that's all we know from that. And that's pretty much it. And then, of course, they go over the new UI GOKU and all that stuff, which was awesome. And so once again, UI GOKU is coming in early August during the 9th anniversary campaign. We will have to wait and see what is going to be incorporated in the banner. We saw the leak recently with the topo being in the app info. Maybe he is on the banner. Maybe they throw in, you know, both. Maybe they have them as separate banners, because for that one, it said that the event starts August 12th based on the app info. So what they could end up doing is they have UI GOKU releasing August 4th, which would be Psycho, right? August 4th UI, and then August 12th topo. They could do it. Now, I know that some people are probably a little upset about the fact that there's going to be so much happening in a small amount of time. This was inevitable. If Global was going to catch up to JP, no matter how you spin it, it was going to be something like this, where everything gets crammed together and there was nothing that we could do about it. I personally feel like some of this could have been mitigated by slowly but surely accelerating things early on to make it less of a shocking and, you know, abrupt transition point. But I'm not a developer. I don't control these guys. They do what they want to do. So if you can't potentially summon on the UI GOKU, or maybe you can't potentially summon on the worldwide download, just remember that the UI GOKU will be back for Sunday in March of 2025. The worldwide download units will be back in the 10th anniversary at the end of January of 2025. And there are going to be extra units that are going to be dropping between now and the end of the year. So even if you miss out on some of these, by the time the dust settles and Global and JP are fully in sync next year, GOKU will be back. So I don't think it's totally the end of the world. I do understand the frustration with budget players having to keep up with all this, but that's why 77 ticket summon, giving you the, you know, the extra 7 units on the banner was such a good thing. The guaranteed featured step up in part 1 was such a good thing. We'll see what they do for us on this banner for the UI GOKU. Maybe we still get rainbow tickets. The Tanabata banner did have rainbow tickets, because that's usually in November that we get that. But since we're having this right after 9-year anniversary, will global players get another set of rainbow tickets for the thank you banner? We'll have to find out. Again, I can't give you anything concrete until we get a data download. So this is the best that I can give you. But that is everything that we know from this video. If there's anything else that I missed, I will clarify in the pinned comments down below. This is still a global W. We are catching up, and we are catching up in a major way. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on this whole revelation that Global is getting TEQ UI next. Do you think that Topo will be part of his banner? Will it be separate? What are your thoughts on Global catching up this late into the game? Do you think that this is late? Do you think that this is right on time? Are you happy? Are you sad? How many stones do you have? I know that there's a lot of people without many stones. So let's have a stone check in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future and click the notification bell so that you'll let each one know you're going to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and always spread to Dokkan responsibly.